Wow. Yo, breaking news. The Giants agreed to a 1-year deal with Russell Wilson. I think it was what, 21 mil? Bruh. This changes a lot, gang. Like, bro, I had the Giants drafted Shador Sanders in my last mock draft. And now that's all fucked up because they're obviously not going to draft Shador now. You know what I'm saying? Now that they signed Jameis Winston about a few days ago, now Russell Wilson, it's about to shake everything up, bro. You know what I'm saying? We will also cover the Stephon Diggs news as well in a separate video. But Russell Wilson to the Giants is very interesting. I'm not gonna lie. He had his ups and downs last year, you know, with the Steelers. It started off great, but then like to the back end of the season, you know what I'm saying, that whole offense struggled. I'm low key kind of excited to see him throw to Malik Neighbors, but at the same time, I kind of wanted them to draft Shador, bro. That Shador Malik Neighbors connection would have fed families, but that's definitely out of the window now, bro. So that leaves the door open for the Browns. The Browns got a lot to figure out, bro. Abdul Carter or Shador Sanders, or maybe even Travis Hunter, bro. Oh man, it's gonna be very interesting draft. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what this is talking about though.
Russell Wilson is signing with the New York Giants. That's been confirmed by CBS NFL insider Jonathan Jones. It's a 1-year.
And I heard a lot of Steelers fans, they wanted Russ back. Y'all might be dealing with A-Rod, bro. I'm gonna give it a buck. A-Rod might be a Steeler, gang.
Finish in a wild card loss. The former Seahawk turned Steeler.
I don't see A-Rod going to the Browns. Now especially after Russ, you know what I'm saying, signed with the Giants.
Pick in this year's draft. ESPN also reporting that Wilson was in discussions with the Browns and Steelers before electing to sign with the Giants.
Damn, bro.
And for more,
that's crazy.
The aforementioned Jonathan Jones. JJ, take us through your reporting on this one. We've been tracking Wilson relative to Rodgers, and we'll get there. But how did the deal get done here in New York?
Okay, so let's go back to last year, right? When the Denver Broncos released Russell Wilson, he was a free agent. He was going to play on the veteran
got traded,
minimum.
bro.
He took
I
a
was
trip
way off
to the Giants, took a trip to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Giants still had Daniel Jones, said, couldn't really tell him, hey, you're going to be QB1. The Steelers, hey, you can be QB1. Wound up going ahead and getting Justin Fields. Had the injury in training camp, couldn't start at the start of the year. Probably, if it were up to Russell Wilson, would have gone out there on the field earlier than a conservative Steelers medical staff.
Yeah, watch who had a much bigger injury, bro.
Was handed over the reins to a winning team.
Just like the same thing with A-Rod, bro. Because when A-Rod tore his Achilles, he was already dealing with calf tightness, bro. So that's what made it even worse.
The season got a little longer. And everything.
Look at the first 7 games compared to the last 5.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, as we see right there. Look, it was a 1-year.
Yeah, I think
experiment.
I think the main part of why all this happened right here was because of Arthur Smith, bro. Because somebody told me that like for these games Russ was you know what I'm saying, calling the plays and stuff like that. But then towards the end of the season, that's when Arthur Smith took over. So that might have been the reason why Pittsburgh's offense was so bad.
Perhaps if it were 0-5 and then 6-1, we'd be talking about Russell Wilson having returned to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the way things ended, maybe some personalities there, it ultimately, Russell Wilson was not going to go back to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wasn't really going to have Russell Wilson back, and so he has.
And they wanted Justin Fields more than Russ, bro. So I don't blame him for leaving.
Him in
keep it a buck.
At the start of legitimate NFL free agency, not that legal tampering window, but as soon as the real free agency could begin, he took that trip to the Cleveland Browns, took that trip to the New York Giants, and obviously the Giants again with more.
This fucked up my mock draft already, gang.
And I know
I definitely got to do another mock draft next week, bro.
Sort of did this dance. They realized, look, yeah, we signed Jameis Winston. Yeah, we have Tommy DeVito. Yes, we have the number 3 overall draft pick. But we can still have you, Russell Wilson. And so for a 1-year deal, that
y'all don't think they still draft Shador, do y'all?
Goes to the big.
I don't think so, bro. Because like, if you got the number 3 overall pick, you know, obviously Cam Ward is 100% going number 1 overall. Then number 2 overall is between Abdul Carter, Shador Sanders, and Travis Hunter, which I don't think that they pass up on Shador. There is kind of a possibility, but if they somehow do pass up on Shador, Giants, Do they pull the trigger on that, or do they go best player available and go Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter? You know what I'm saying? Because Kayvon Thibodeau hasn't really panned out that much for them so far. It'll be very intriguing how the top 3 falls, bro. Yo, bro, this is why I love NFL offseason, bro. Don't know what's gonna happen.
And a number of them, but you don't necessarily have a future if you look towards what Russell Wilson might be, what Jameis Winston might be, what Tommy DeVito we've seen can be. If you're looking for a long-term answer, you have a coach.
Shout out my nigga Tommy DeVito,
that the Giants currently are. What does this mean for that 3rd overall pick and further down the draft board for the Giants come late April?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's an interesting one. Look, Russell Wilson, he's 37.
This is bro. If you would have told me that this would be a quarterback room like a couple years ago, nigga, I would have looked at you like you was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Russ on the Giants, this ain't gonna look good, bro. Imagine Russ in a Giants uni.
Years old this upcoming season. You have Jameis Winston, who's been an off-again, on-again starter. Tommy DeVito, at this point, I think the Giants probably know what they have in him, like him at the certain salary number that he's at. Speaking of salary, the fact that the Giants have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, I think most people would agree, 2 capable veteran starting
21 mil is crazy.
Maybe
I ain't gonna lie. 10,
1.5
mil, fully guaranteed.
At a combined about $15 million in 2025. That's a good deal. That's good team building, right? If you want to look at it as we're not going to get the guy in the Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen.
So they must have thought that they were not going to have a chance to get Shedeur, bro.
Or around $15 million this year.
Unless they're tanking for
now you have the
Arch or something like that. I don't know.
We've been saying for more than a month now, Cam Ward is very, very likely to go
Arch,
number 1 overall.
Arch is going to be a junior this year, right? Or did he redshirt his freshman year? I don't know. That they might be tanking low key.
To whichever team is picking number 1 overall. After his pro day yesterday, it certainly continues to appear that the Tennessee Titans are not going to allow any other team to have the number 1 overall pick. And so let's go ahead.
Yeah, I do got to react to Cam Ward's pro day. That shit like 46 minutes long, bro. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I'm reacting to that tomorrow.
Pro day at the start of April to take a look at Shedeur Sanders, perhaps another look at an Abdul Carter with Penn State as well. That is a possibility. Travis Hunter, Will Campbell. We can go down the list of the top guys in the draft. But really what the Giants are looking at is potentially a Shedeur Sanders at number 3, potentially having to trade up to number 2. You know, we've seen trades up by 1 spot to make sure that you get the quarterback that you need.
That could happen, though. I honestly think that we could see the Browns trade out of the number 2 overall pick. Because, like, at that spot, you got 3 really good players you could draft, bro. You just cannot really make a decision like that, so I could definitely see them trading down probably a couple spots. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy, this is going to be interesting.
Doesn't get picked in the top 3, top 5, top 10 first round. You know, last week, a lot of folks were saying Shedeur Sanders to the Cleveland Browns at 2. Now, a lot of folks are saying Shedeur Sanders at number 3 to the Giants. I say we're a month out from the draft, and no one really knows. But what this deal for Russell Wilson does for the New York Giants.
We're a month away, bro. It's the 25th? The draft on the 24th?
A Shedeur Sanders at number 3 at all. And so they may still believe that their quarterback of the future is in the draft. And whether they have communicated that to Russell Wilson or not, I would have to imagine he has to have some idea that he just signed this contract with.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This might be how the top 3 falls, bro. It might be. I don't know. Well, this is definitely not happening now, bro. They just traded for Geno again. That is not happening. Is there a possibility? There could be a possibility the Saints draft him, maybe, if he does fall to 9. But there could be a strong possibility Shedeur might fall out of the top 10. It is a possibility at this point, bro. Because do the Browns take a chance on Shedeur, or do they just go ahead and get a twitched up generational pass rusher like Abdul Carter? it's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, cause this has got to be the most unpredictable top 10 ever. Cause last year, bro, I was predicting damn near everything to happen. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like last year was so predictable. This year, oh my gosh. Like outside of like the number one overall pick, this right here is pretty much set in stone. I think this is set in stone too. I think Mason Graham is gonna be a Jag. But outside of that, bro, everything's really up for grabs. Like the Bears could go Ashton Jeanty or Will Campbell. You know what I'm saying? They're going straight D line. I don't think they're going like offense. I think they're going straight D line, bro. Like real talk. Whether it's Jalen Walker, Shamar Stewart, Mike Green, they're going D line for sure. Cause they definitely need pass rush, bro. Jets, I've had them going Armand Membu or Tyler Warren. You know, it's gonna be interesting.
Possibility that he may be more or less raising a replacement for him. Yeah, he's going to fend off Jameis Winston. And yeah, I know the guy that they may draft at number 3 could be the future of this franchise, but he's not the present. Russell Wilson is certainly believing that he's the present for the Giants. And this contract...
I can't wait to see like the way too early mock drafts for next year, bro.
Everyone that Russell
Because I feel like next year's draft class, like the quarterback position, might be a lot better than this year.
A year ago that Russ was in with another.
I think Nico's supposed to be in it.
We'll see.
Arch.
Who gets that start week 1? Likely Wilson.
Who
Given the
else?
health, that was the plan in Pittsburgh. Did not come to
those like the
fruition.
top
We saw
two that I
him.
can think
He
of
kept
right
the
now.
Job, now a new job in New York. We did think it was going to be Rodgers domino falls. Then we find out where Russ goes, but
That's what I heard. Russ was waiting
when
on.
it happens. We're not sure when it's going to happen yet for Aaron Rodgers. What does this mean for him relative to this latest seat being filled? It only pushes us closer to Pittsburgh, no?
Yep. I think that's gonna happen, bro.
And when Aaron Rodgers took that trip to Pittsburgh late last week, you know, that was significant. Making sure that everything's going to check out and everything's going to work
Pittsburgh,
out and
bro.
everyone likes everyone.
Go ahead and get ready. Go ahead and purchase your damn A-Rod Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys, bro. Cause he's coming to Pennsylvania. Real shit.
Etc.
That nigga's going to Pennsylvania.
So when it comes to Russell Wilson, or excuse me, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, I certainly do believe that ultimately he will be a Pittsburgh Steeler, in large part because we're talking about a game of musical chairs. Music's about to stop. There's one chair left. And there's
I mean, that would mean no
Kirk
Jackson
Cousins,
Dart in the
who
first
is
round.
Still, you know, coming off
Most
that
likely.
Achilles, who you still have to trade for with the Atlanta Falcons in order to get him. There is an Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers
bro, I can't
who
wait
is
for draft
available,
night.
who
I
seems
cannot
to
wait
want
for
the
draft
Pittsburgh
night, bro.
Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers seem to want him. And now, if you're the Steelers, there's no negotiating against any other team. You're really negotiating against yourselves. Aaron Rodgers wanted to go to the Minnesota Vikings. It did not seem that the Minnesota Vikings...
Yeah,
ultimately
that was
wanted
never
him.
happening. For all the people that were saying that was gonna happen, really, nigga, they drafted JJ McCarthy in the first round, inside the top 12. You really think they were gonna sign A-Rod? Really? Nah, bro. It's JJ McCarthy's time,
Now,
gang.
the Giants,
They drafted
they're
him
very
for a
interested
reason.
in Aaron Rodgers.
You know,
Next
bro,
time
A-Rod want to
the
be
Giants are
Brett
gonna
Favre
be
so bad,
schools
gang.
and
He want to be Brett
know
Favre
that,
so
look,
bad.
We're not going to be used as
not gonna
leverage
happen,
for so
gang.
long. We'll wait for a little bit for the guy that we probably want at a higher price point than Russell Wilson. We're not going to wait forever. And so now, if you're Aaron Rodgers,
Damn,
there's
the
no
Rockets
more,
been going crazy
I guess,
this year.
threatening. I guess one could threaten potential retirement if that does take place. If Aaron Rodgers decides he does not want to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers and that he would rather hang it up, at least for a little bit, then where does that leave the Pittsburgh Steelers? Great question. They did sign Mason Rudolph, but yeah, you talk about a certain caliber of quarterback that the Pittsburgh Steelers have enjoyed for the last several years. I don't know that they would have that this upcoming year. So, barring a Rodgers retirement, I would expect, we all expect,
That would be the
Aaron
most
Rodgers would end
A-Rod
up in
thing to
Pittsburgh.
do, bro.
When?
It's just retire
Well, that'll be up
off
to
the
Aaron
ripski, bro.
Rodgers. When logically
Out of nowhere.
could or should it happen? Should happen this week. Will it? We've been doing this, Joe, for several years, you and I together, talking a lot about Aaron Rodgers. Far be it from me to say when it
Why that nigga
absolutely
looking
is gonna
like that?
happen.
I think he turned there being logically. We appreciate Jonathan Jones and his reporting always here on CBS Sports HQ as we have news that
That's
Russell
it, bro.
Wilson is now a New York football Giant. It's a one-year deal.
Hey,
Tried
that's
to get
it,
it going
bro.
with the Broncos. Couldn't
Hey,
get it
man, shit. I don't know what you guys think down Constable. You know what I'm saying? Giants fans, are y'all happy about this? Or, you know, do y'all hate it? No Steelers fans not gonna like this, you know, because they've been really begging for Russ to come back, but it's not gonna happen, bro. Like y'all might be getting Aaron Rodgers. But shit. I wanna know what you guys think down in the comments below. Y'all let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out.
I'ma make them feel me, make them people when they chow me. And if you don't know me, I'ma make sure that you know me. I hate to say it, but I really think I'm broke. But I know I'm chosen, I really know I'm chosen. I know I'm chosen. I was just lost a year ago, but now I'm focused. When good at sports, this microphone can be my trophy. Not taking drugs, I found a better way of coping.